Well, hi, my name's Ian. I want to welcome you to another 5-minute family devotion here at Engadine Heathcote Anglican Church. Today and over the next coming days, we're going to look at the parables that Jesus told, stories that tell us about God's kingdom. Now, before we start, a big shout out to Jonah, to Iris and Levi, who are watching in all the way from Narrabri. It's great that you guys are watching in and doing the devotions with Mum and Dad at home. Now, keep on sending through your photos over the coming days and I'll give you a shout out on the board. Well, today we're going to look at a parable that Jesus told about a wise and a foolish builder. It's all about making sure that we not only listen to what Jesus says, but also do what he says. It's from Mathew chapter 7, verses 24 to 27. Now, Jesus was on a mountain teaching people about the kingdom of God. He had told people about prayer, he told people about giving, he told people about loving one another and a whole bunch more. Now, he came to the end of talking to everybody and he said, make sure that you don't only just listen to what I say, make sure you put what I say into practice. Make sure you do it. And so, Jesus began to teach them a parable about two builders. Now, because Australia is going Lego Masters crazy, I thought I'd do a little bit of some Lego men in our story today. Now, both of these guys are builders. Their names are Bob and Rob. Now, firstly, Rob decided to build a house. He said, I'm going to build a house, and I'm going to build my house on the rock. And so Rob went out and bought a block of land on the rock. He laid the foundation, and then he started building up the walls. The walls went up, and up, and up, and up. And then after the walls were done, Rob put the roof on. Now, Rob looked at his house. He was pretty happy, and so he decided to live in it. But then a big storm came. The rain fell, the wind blew, the water rose, but after it stopped, Rob's house was fine because he built his house on the rock. Well, Bob, on the other hand, he made a different choice. Bob decided to build a house. He said, I'm going to build a house. I'm going to build it on the sand. And so Bob went out and bought a block of land on the sand. He laid the foundation and then he started building up the walls. The walls went up and up and up and up and up. And then after the walls were done, Rob put the roof on. Now, Bob looked at his house and he was pretty happy. And so he lived in it. But then a big storm came. The rain fell, the wind blew and the water rose, and sadly, Bob's house wasn't fine. It collapsed, and great was the crash. His house didn't survive, and unfortunately it didn't go well for Bob. Yeah, it's pretty cool and a pretty memorable parable that Jesus told. It's all about being wise and being foolish. You see, Jesus said, anyone who does what he says is like a wise person, just like the wise man who built his house on the rock. And Jesus also said anyone who does not do what he says is like a foolish person, just like the man who built his house on the sand. The wise person is the one who listens to Jesus and does what he says. And the foolish person is somebody who doesn't listen to Jesus nor do what he says. Boys and girls, it's great to live for Jesus every day. And it's great to be able to listen to him. Jesus wants us, above all, to put our trust in Jesus. And so the wise thing to do is to listen to Jesus and put your trust in him, because he is awesome. Now, in a couple of seconds, a couple of questions are going to come up on the board. And as a family, I want to invite you to read, to think, and to pray. And pause the video as you do each one of those together as a family. And remember, also keep on sending your photos in, and we'll say good day to you.